Alright, and welcome back. So today's video is just going to be a video on me actually taking this snowblower apart and actually just harvesting it for parts. So I essentially found a snowblower that's a way better condition like this, and what I wanted to do is for this one just to fix it up and just to get it into top shape and make it look presentable. It's going to cost more than it's worth. So what I'm going to do in this video is just kind of tear it apart, take the engine off. I'm going to take all the parts that I can salvage off of it. I know I could probably use the handlebar. The cable, I don't know what I'm going to do with the cable. I might just have it for parts, just to maybe in the future try to do something with it. But most of the parts I'm going to try to save. The only thing I'm probably not going to save is the shell. Obviously the auger blade in the front. The paddles. I'll try to save the chute if I can, and then obviously the engine and then the parts obviously in the front with the electric start and the major assembly parts. So what I'll do in this video is you guys will just see me tearing into it. It is missing some of the bolts because when I found it, it was actually missing a decent amount of the bolts. So it should hopefully not be too hard of a removal process. I think I've done this maybe once before. I think in the past. I'm not sure if it was this model or something similar to it. So yeah, so just join me on this quick video, hopefully. Not too long, but hopefully somebody learned something on it. Normally there's screws, or I'm sorry, bolts here, here on top, and on the sides. I see there's one right here holding the cover, so this one might be the only one. And it's smaller, probably a 5/16, I'm gonna say. And it is a 5/16. So what I'll do first is I'm gonna get the cover off, and then work my way to the insides. Just one bolt. And like I said, normally I do fix these up, but for this one, I know the condition's rough. So try to get rid of this. It's just gonna not necessarily be impossible, but a lot of times people will not want it. So rather than try to spend more money into it than it's worth, it's better sometimes in this case where I could just take parts off of it and then just put the rest of the curb. I mean, I'm not going to keep everything on it. So let me just go ahead and start first here. And I know in the future I'll probably run across something similar to this or something that I need a part for, so this thing will not go to waste. Its parts will not go to waste, so that's a good thing too. Plus, a lot of times I feel like if you have a lot of people do sell these parts online on eBay, because these parts, I mean, they're still relatively easy to find. They're not horrible to find. I know people have sold these online as obviously OEM parts. So yeah, I mean, there is a little bit of money to be made in these, but in all honesty, you got to put a lot of effort into it. So to me, it just makes more sense to just honestly just try to salvage as much parts as I can off of it. And I'll try to show you the process. I'm just trying to remove just the lag bolts that hold the top handle to the assembly here. And then what I'll do here is let me just get a pair of pliers. I can just clip off the cable here. There's just the cable right there. Let me just get a pair of pliers. So more or less, I know snowblowing season is coming soon, so at least if I have some parts ready, I can always figure something out with it in the future. Also, you could always unbolt this too, just the whole piece. Maybe that would be better to do. Instead of trying to unclip it, yeah, maybe that's probably the easier thing to do. Just got to get a Phillips. I didn't notice that. Ooh, can I use a flathead? It's the bigger one. Yeah. This flathead obviously is not designed for this, but it'll work in a pinch just because of the diameter is almost the same as the actual screw. So I want to make sure as I'm turning it that the bolt is actually coming out and not just spinning freely. And it feels like it is coming out. I'm just holding it from the bottom with my finger, and then that should just pop right off. And that actually is a lot easier to do. And it just has like a little nut on the other end. That's a lot easier to do than just trying to remove the actual. You could remove the actual cable off of it, but in this case it's probably just easier. Obviously it's a lot easier just to remove the actual piece from the handle, so then the handle just stays as one whole piece kind of thing. So yeah, put that to the side. Probably could reuse that for something else. And then what I'll do, I'll just leave the lag bolts on the side here. And then we can start. I'll probably try just to, the electric start works. So the interesting thing is the one I found, it'll be in a future video, is it doesn't have electric start, so I may consider putting it on there, maybe. Because it's a Tecumseh, so it's almost the same type of model, except it's just a little less. I don't think that's the right size. I thought it was going to be 5/16. It is not. No, it is. It's got to be. What is it? Let's find out. It's got a little bit of play, but hopefully it'll work. Let me angle it towards here so you guys can see. What I'm just doing is removing the bolts that actually hold the starter. And honestly, this would probably be easier to remove this thing first, but I want to see if I can get around it before removing the whole handlebar. So I might just leave that on there because I don't need it. So what I'll do here is my little Craftsman set, it has a flex piece where you can add the flex head on it. We can just angle it a little bit. Obviously it's just the angle of it, it might spin off or it might come a little bit loose, so I just gotta hold on to it as I do it. In the last case effort, I'll just, there it goes. And these are just bolts that just go through the top of the starter housing. So then technically it would just pop right out. This one probably doesn't need this flex piece, so I could just do this one straight. All right. We hold the starter piece, and there goes the starter. Falls right out. So that's fine. So that's good. The rope I'll have to like cut it and then put it back on. I will take the key because I do need the key for the other project, so that one's gonna be next. I think I can obviously just take the key out, but the key's fine. The key switch works, so I need a key switch for the other one I have. What I'll do is this just unthreads. I just gotta find something, maybe like pliers that I can loosen it with. And this is honestly just a threaded piece. It just holds the actual key switch assembly to the actual assembly here. So I do actually need a key switch for the other one that I found. So this one will come in handy. So you just gotta thread it off, and there goes that piece. There's a piece that holds to the back of it. So it basically applies the tension, so it just sits like kind of like this inside, so it holds the key switch. And then basically is just connected by a wire assembly underneath. Let's see if I can show you. I shouldn't have any fuel in here. I think I did run it once a long time ago. Not really a long time ago, but long ago. So the assembly is towards the top here. So I may have to just wait till I get underneath it, but essentially you just have the connector bit here, and then there's like just a piece up here that it's connected to. I'm gonna try to keep everything pretty much connected here as a one piece. So the only thing I'm gonna have to probably do is a cutting starter cable. So we got that. We got that. Let's see if there's anything else. There might be another bolt miscellaneously in the front here holding the top piece. The bottom pieces are pretty much disconnected. So yeah, you just have a couple bolts here on the front. I'm assuming those are going to be also 5/16. Yeah. Like I said, I don't want the paddles. The paddles are already worn, so I'll leave that. All right, got that loose. There's another like a bolt here on the side that's just holding the cover. And when I found it, it was actually spray painted like this before. So somebody tried to fix it, I'd say, or maybe make it look a little better. Maybe they're trying to get rid of it. Well, maybe I'll take the chute off now. See if I can just remove the chute from the assembly here. It's just threaded on one side, and then on this side I'm going to have to use my impact on the other side. So I'll just keep that together with it for a second here. I'm assuming that's a little bit bigger, obviously. It's about a half inch? Yeah, half inch. And move that. Slides right off. Then what I'll do is I'll just add the bolts back to this just to hold it together. The chute I'll end up keeping, but the rest of it I don't need, to be honest with you. The tank I'll end up probably keeping just because I know somebody's are running into part problems with tanks. And there shouldn't be anything really else holding this. Let's try over here now. Just start popping right off. Oh, other than the gas cap. I forgot about the gas cap. Gas cap holds it too, so you have to remove the gas tank, or I'm sorry, the gas cap whenever you're removing these parts. Because without that, you won't be able to access the inside. So there you go with that. And then now we have the assembly here showing. And what I'll start doing next is disconnecting the panel in the front here. And get there. That's going to be a 3/8, I'm going to assume. Nope. That is not a 3/8. I'm sorry, 5/16. That's a 3/8. I had the wrong adapted piece. Then what we can do is I can now see about leaving that for a second here. So there is a bolt there that holds it. There's two bolts here, one right here and one on the opposite side. Just trying to think which way would be easier. Could disconnect the primer line. That I could do. Primer's still good, it still works. That'll come in handy for something else. Or I could just leave it with it. But what I'll do next is I'll disconnect the housing assembly from it with the two bolts. So essentially you just have underneath here, you just got to get a wrench on one side, impact on the other, and it's good. Say 1/2 inch. Yeah, should hold. And then 1/2 inch on this side. Yeah. And what I'll do, just in case I do have a little bit of fuel in here, I will close the gas tank for now, just in case there is a little bit of fuel in there. All right, and then just go ahead and put that on the impact now. Hopefully I'm getting good angles so everybody can see. And just gotta hold it, impact it from one side. There goes the bolt and the nut. And we can just put that to the side for now. And like I said, I'm not taking everything off this. I just want the engine assembly, gas tank, the belt maybe, just to see if I can salvage some stuff. But start there. All right, let me just do the other side now. So the cover is going to be a little loose, but what happens is you have to take off the actual piece right here for the carb. It's a little control lever. I'll do it on this side as well. That. Now the piece is loose, so what I'll do next is I will remove this little plastic piece off the car. Without trying to break it, of course. It's just a little plastic, it slides on there, but it's sometimes on there pretty good. So next, I should be able to remove it here, and then I will work on getting this lowered. And like I said, what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the pull string here. It's still good, it's just got to be cut because I don't want to make a cut here into the case, because like I said, I'm going to throw away most of the assemblies on this. I don't need these parts. I just need a pair of snips. Also being careful to watch as it goes down so I don't lose the actual string on it. So I'll just cut it close here. That will fall off. And then I'll hold it from the bottom, and then now my whole piece comes off. It's going to get tossed as well. So what I'll do here now is just give it a slight tie. I'll fix it always in the future. It's not a big deal. Even if it went in there, it's just 1/4-inch bolts that hold this starter recoil here. And plus you also have electric start, so electric start would work too. So just got to tie it like that just to hold it in place. And then what I'll do here next is, I see that I didn't notice this, but I see that the cable here going to the plug wire has been repaired. There must have been some kind of, with electrical tape, somebody wrapped it. Just noticed that right now. It runs. I mean, I did have it running. And then what we'll do here next is we'll pull the, actually, you know what? The cable here is actually all the way back there, so I might just leave this actual assembly here. I'll have to check if I have any. I might have other ones, but, or actually, you know what I could do? I could just disconnect the wire right here. It is a single prong though. That's interesting. So it looks like somebody broke off the prong on the other side. But what I can do is I'll just disconnect it. Pulling it off. I'll just leave the wire on it, and we'll just take the assembly, switch assembly from it. And then now I think I still have to obviously take off the side cover just to get the engine dismounted. I don't think anything's holding it over here. Maybe a bolt or two, but what I'll do here is I'll flip it around on this side. And then let me just remove the side cover here. There's a bolt somewhere here. I just keep the bolts to the side so I don't necessarily lose them. Feels like it's loose on the bottom there, but that's okay. There should be a bolt holding it here. Angle it down. That bolt. And last but not least, I don't think there's any. Oh, there's one more here and then one down there. All right. I just got one more here, but this one seems like it's jammed sideways. Kind of twisting it, but also holding it to push it upwards as I'm twisting. This one seems like it's a little beat up, this bolt. And it should be coming off right now. There you go. So that one's gonna be these bolts. Some of these bolts are garbage, but we'll remove that. Get the cover off. And what I'll do here, next I'll just remove the belt. So this belt is not the right one for it. It's just, this is the only one I had. Let me see if I can pry it off. But it is like an AC belt, but it did work. So that's the interesting part about it. It did work for a while. So maybe I will take a little bit of tension off this. And then you just spin it off like that. And this one might not be the correct one, but it did work for the testing I had it for. So it's just more or less, you know, you just got to kind of wiggle it out. But it came out right there. So I could always use that in the future for testing or trying to use it for something else. It did work, so that's the good thing. And here's the levers, here's a spring. I might just keep the spring. These return springs have a fairly common failure point. So these springs are actually pretty useful, to be honest with you. I've probably replaced a few of them on ones that are tossed, because then if not, it won't engage the auger. So they are useful. And like I said, it's just like a little spring. It just holds it back, so when you release the handle, it basically puts tension back on it. I don't know if I want to keep this part, or if I want to just leave it. I might just leave the cable in that. Oh, it's actually not too much stuff underneath it. Nothing's holding it, so maybe I will remove this part here. And this piece has to unclip, or has to be taken out of its assembly here. So I will just squeeze it and push it down, and it pops right out. With the spring, that's interesting. The spring will have to go through that too. So we'll see how it moves out of it. Oh yeah, spring does go through it. It's like a little metal piece, so it pops right through it. And then it runs through the bottom of it. And then I got stuck in my glove there for a second. Alright, and we got that piece off. So then that's good. That's off. Now more or less, I want to see if I can maybe remove the wheel. Because if I can get, well, I don't necessarily need to remove it, but I have the bolts to access the engine right here at the top. So it's basically just a few bolts to get zapped off. don't think that's the right size. Well, it might be. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it is. And I don't think there's any bolts on the other side holding this. So it should be just going straight into the engine side. And they pop right off. With an impact, of course. I mean, you can use a ratchet. They're not that probably tight. It's a little engine with a little bracket, so probably has a little, if it's been sitting probably forever since it was probably made, so probably 90. So yeah, it'll still work though. I feel like the engine's starting to fall. We'll see if it falls off. I don't think it should, because I think there's still a bracket that holds it in the front. I've done this once maybe before. Find out shortly. I'll just support it. Ah, so the pulley does have to come off. I totally forgot about that. No biggie. But it looks like after removal of this, I see it hanging now. I think that'll be the last part, is that pulley. I'm gonna put those bolts back in, but let's see if I can. Careful. Okay. I'm just supporting it so it doesn't smash. And it is keyed. So what that means is there's actually a key that holds on that pulley. So maybe I want to get it on its side now. See if I can pull off the key. Then we can reattach it. Wonder if I can just use a pry bar and just lightly tap it off. Let me just get a pry bar. Luckily I do have a pry bar right here. I just need to get a small hammer. Or a mallet. I found a mallet. This one has an actual striking cap, but I'll just apply it lightly. Feel like it is getting there. It's just taking a little bit more pounding because the age of it, so it looks like it is coming out slowly. It's just going to take a little bit of more persuasion, you would say. It's very close. I know it is. Could be also the rust on it too. Maybe I'll have to get a pulley for it. Well, see if I could just try to angle it again. Maybe I'll try another couple whacks, good whacks. I feel like it is moving, but I might have to use a pulley puller or a puller. Yeah, I might have to use a puller, so what I'll do here is I'll just pause this. I mean, this video is already going long enough. I'll get this next part into a different sequence, so if anybody's interested with it, they'll obviously watch it. So I'll pause it right here, and I will check you guys out on the next one. So stay tuned and hope you have a great day.